What's up, guys? It's Greg, and today I'm here to talk to you about a word that just may change your life, okay? This word, as I'm sure you've seen already from the description, is Ikigai. And what is Ikigai? Well, Ikigai is a Japanese philosophy that really it translates to and relates to what is your purpose in life? What is it that gets you out of bed? What is it that makes it so that you know deep down that you are living a meaningful life and living your correct life, doing the thing that you are supposed to be doing? Now, before I get in too deep, I would just say that IkigaiTribe.com would have you know that what I'm talking about here is not true Ikigai. Ikigai is about much more than what I am talking about, and this is kind of a westernized version of Ikigai. And since this is the one that I'm more familiar with than that, I know that it's not very good for me to do so, but I'm going to perpetuate this a little bit for the purposes of this video. What we're looking at today is going to be more a misinterpretation or an adoption of something called a purpose chart. So that all said, I want to talk about Ikigai as I know it, and I want to share with you this idea because I want you to find what is purposeful for you, what it is that makes you happy. I want you to be satisfied with your life, and I want you to be doing the thing that you know in your heart is right. So what is Ikigai as I'm talking about it? Well, Forbes has a really good picture, which I'm going to go ahead and put up on the screen now. Okay, so as you can see, this is a Venn diagram which is talking about Ikigai as the intersection of four main components. Ikigai is what you love, it's what you're good at, it's what you can be rewarded for, and what the world needs. And in order for you to find your Ikigai, it really needs to fit in each of those four components. Is that it's at the intersection of those. So Ikigai is really, again, the idea that you're having balance between all of these four concepts that are very important, but oftentimes are missing from our lives. So I don't think that I'm going to be stepping on any toes or giving any kind of a grand revelation right now when I say that being a software tester at a medical software company is really not what I am passionate about. It's not really what I would consider to be my life's purpose. I'm sorry, I know it's my job. It darn well may even be my career over the course. And it's, it's something that I think that I'm good at, but it's not really what I love. Now I can finagle things to talk about software testing of medical software in terms of the four pillars. It's what the world needs because the world needs healthcare, and medical software really does bring a lot of improvements, safety improvements specifically. No longer is there interpretation about, a person's handwriting. Oh, is that an 8? Is that a 6? What am I looking at? There's a lot of the ambiguity is taken out from that. So the world does need it, and software testers are making sure that the software is safe and it is reliable and it will help to treat patients. I can definitely be rewarded. I'm making a very good living. I am able to provide for my family, and I'm able to have things in my life, material things that if I did not have a job, I would not be able to afford. And again, like I said, it is a good job. It's very good on that front. And I also like to think that I'm pretty good at it. I'm not lighting the world on fire. I'm not the fastest person at it. But I do think that I'm at least passable at it. And I seem to get some feedback supporting that, which is always very welcome and very, very happy. But it's not really what I love. Now, I can kind of finagle things. So like when I'm at my job, I want to make sure that I'm doing the best that I can. So from that aspect, I am kind of doing what I love, and I'm passionate about making sure that our product is as good as it can be before it goes out the door, so that, again, we can fulfill all the other things, so that patients receive good care, so that physicians and nurses and all across the healthcare continuum are able to do their job efficiently and without issues. So again, I can configure things, and I can finagle things so that I am talking about things in terms of Ikigai. Before we start looking a little bit more, how about we just talk about what are the different areas of intersection in this Venn diagram, this purpose chart, this Ikigai chart? Well, when we're talking about things that are what you love and what the world needs, that's your mission. Okay? It is my goal in life to do this. If your goal in life is to help those less fortunate, you are going out there and you are, campaigning, you are raising money, you are actually helping in other more tangible ways. Maybe you're volunteering in a soup kitchen. Maybe you are, participating in Habitat for Humanity. Your mission in that sense is to go and help those who are less fortunate. Versus if it's what you love and what you're good at, that's your passion. That's your passion. That's what you want to do. That's what you really want to be doing with your life. Now, is it necessarily something that the world needs? Is it necessarily something that you are able to be rewarded for? That's who knows? Who knows? It seems like if we're just talking about the intersection of those two, it means that no, you're not able to get rewarded for it, and it's not really what the world needs. I might have a passion for painting, I don't know, pictures of toilets, but is there really a market for that? Does the world need that? I don't know. Just as an example. Moving along, because I think we spent enough time talking about that. The intersection of what you're good at and what you can be rewarded for, that is your profession. That is what you do for your job. I don't think I need to explain that very much more than that. Versus what the world needs and what you can be paid for, that's your vocation. And the terminology there, you might say, oh, vocation and profession are one and the same. But I think that for our purposes, vocation is more, shall we say, mission driven. And I know that we already used mission in a different context, but it's I'm doing this, it's because the world needs it, and because I am in turn being rewarded. Another very important distinction that I would point out, there's a difference in our context from getting paid and being rewarded. Not everything that we talk about and not everything we explore from Ikigai is about being paid. There are many, many different ways that you could be rewarded. You could be rewarded with a good feeling. You may get commendations from your peers. You may get commendations from your loved ones that say, hey, you're doing a really good job. And for a lot of what Ikigai really is, those are very valid forms of reward. Those are things that you can get out of it when you are doing your purpose and what you should be doing. What is your value to the world? What is your life's value? And actually, that's what Ikigai means. Iki is life, to live. Gai is value. So what is your life's value? What is it? What is your purpose? Is another way of saying it. Why is it that you're here on Earth? So I said from the get-go, I'm not really my Ikigai is not really to be a software tester. It's what I do. It's what I do every day. It pays the bills, and it gets me. Well, it affords me a lot of opportunities that I would not have otherwise. But what is it that I love? Well, if you watch the channel enough, I love games. I love games so much. I love playing them. I love thinking about them, talking about them. Board games, card games, trading card games, video games. I love all kinds of games. It's something that I guess was bred into me because games have always been a very big part of my family life. We get together for our big, family occasions, and there's always a game. Liar's Dice, Pinochle. We had a string there where we were playing a game called Cash Flow, which is related to Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which is a book on kind of changing your mindset and getting out of the rat race. There's a number of other games. We played Dominion for a string there as well, but always games. I love them so much. So now let's talk about things in terms of the Ikigai for games. It's what I love. Bing! Is it something that the world needs? Or said differently, is it something that the world needs me to do? I don't know. I don't think so. At least if there is a way that me playing games is useful to the world, I haven't found it. And similarly, if there is a way for me to get paid from playing games or being associated with games, I haven't found it. As much as I say, if you've seen the channel, you've seen that. I don't make money for the channel. That's not why I do it, and I'm not making money. So that's out. Am I good at it? Well, I might be good at a specific game. I might be good at some games, but there's so much that I'm just inferior at. For example, I could never play League of Legends professionally. I could never get in on that because I'm just not good enough. Maybe if I spent months, even years playing that and only that, I might get good enough that I could even sniff a tournament. But really, it's not in my wheelhouse. So I think that really games are not really what I'm good at. Again, there might be some aspect of games that I'm good at, but it's clearly games as constituted is not my Ikigai, which I tell you is soul crushing because, again, so one other thing I think that we can start talking about in terms of Ikigai is physics. Now, every time that I watch the movie Interstellar, I get on such a kick about I need to learn astrophysics. I need to understand the mysteries of the universe, and it's going to be me who starts cracking those issues and unlocking the mysteries. Are we going to be able to ever truly go to other planets and inhabit other planets and just have a new world? I always get it in my mind that, these delusions of grandeur, that somehow I need to do this and I can do it. So that's what the world needs. Is something like that. Is it what I love? Maybe. I haven't really done too much of it. I really haven't looked into it too much. Early on when I had seen the film, first couple of times, I went out and I got, Einstein's theory of relativity, of general relativity, and I started trying to read that. I also was looking into Isaac Newton and his various principles. I'm drawing a blank on the name of his book right now, but obviously very influential and very very powerful in mathematics and such. But as it turns out, I am not good at it. I'm not good at it at all. I could not read those books. I could not keep up, and I could not understand, which I am very frustrated by. I wish that I could, because I don't like feeling like I'm not smart. That's I guess one of the things about my generation is we were always told how good we are at everything, and so when you come face to face with the reality that maybe you're not so great at something, it stings. It does. But it's the world, it's the way things are. And then lastly, we already talked about, is it what the world needs? Is it what you love? Is it what you're good at? Is it something you can be rewarded for? Well, yeah. There's a lot of room out there for being rewarded. And I think particularly beyond just the satisfaction of knowing that, hey, you've solved a problem that people have been seeking an answer for who knows how long. But is there something that you can be rewarded with astrophysics or just in general physics and in all of those related fields? Oh, yes. As a for example, there's a lot of asteroids out there, and those asteroids, generally speaking, have a lot of minerals in them. Minerals that might be rarer on Earth, say like gold or other precious metals. Lots of things that are very valuable to us here on Earth, but are currently inaccessible. If you can figure out how to get up there and mine those asteroids and bring the resources back to Earth, oh boy, it's not unreasonable to think that you could be a trillionaire with a T, not B, trillionaire, which I like money. It kind of makes your brain stop when you really consider what we're talking about here. But again, it's not currently accessible to us here on Earth. We don't know how to get up there reliably, cost effectively, get there, get the resources, come back. We just don't know how to do it. And also, just in general, if we are considering interstellar as a potential future for the world, and take into account like climate change and all that stuff, having another world, having access to another world where humans can continue to live I couldn't think of what would be more rewarding. I couldn't think of something that would be less deserving of being just showered with every kind of reward, praise, just untold sums of money, just literally anything that you could ever want. And not just you, your lineage, just your progeny, everyone after you could live off of that, because it would be so monumental and so huge. But again, that's not my Ikigai. So Ikigai, lucky for me, it's not something that is hard and fast. When, again, we're talking more about the westernized version of Ikigai. Ikigai is a thought process. Ikigai is a thought experiment. It is a process. It's not something that you just land on. It's something that will also change throughout your life. It's something that, you might not find value in at one point. You definitely will later. Just thinking in terms of like, within my own life, I didn't really value being a family man when I was younger, when I was in my 20s. I kind of knew I wanted to get married and I wanted to settle down, but I didn't know, like I do now, exactly what that means and how valuable that is and why for me, you definitely want to do it. You definitely want to get out there. You want to have a child. You want to have a spouse. You want to have that. So if I was to look at Ikigai back in my 20s, I might have reached a very different conclusion from what I would today. And even a decade from now, that's likely going to change. So the long and the short of it is, I want you to take this and I want you to think about it as you continue on with your life. And I want you to think about what is it that I can be doing that checks all those boxes? Because the philosophy here is that when you find that, you are going to be happier, you are going to be healthier, and you are going to just live a better life. So I want to hear in the comments below, what is your experience with Ikigai? Is there anything that you are kind of arriving on? And again, it's not necessarily something that is going to be your job, is going to be your life's mission, is something like that. It could be something very small. You know, giving hugs to people. You get a lot out of that. Is that your Ikigai? Is it, and why is that? Is it just giving a hug, or is it just getting that connection with someone, getting that, you know, sharing positivity? How is it that you are able to find your Ikigai? I want to hear it in the comments, and what you are thinking about when you are thinking about Ikigai. I don't want for you to end up like me, kind of feeling adrift, you know, not really knowing your purpose. You know, I mean, you know, the reality is I'm a fat white guy who is staring down a midlife crisis like crazy, coming up very, very fast, and I kind of don't know what I'm supposed to be doing in this world. So I want to save you, viewers, my dear friends, my dear viewers. Just give it some thought, see if you can find some purpose, and I'll talk to you later.